of Hermès products are made in China. Towels are from Coverup in Shandong. They also make products for Chanel and IKEA. Beddings are from Yue in Shandong. Men's shoes are from Shachi in Shandong. Tableware are from Gaochun in Jiangsu.
Our artisans, they need to do 4 years of training to be able to manufacture a Kelly bag. This that you've just seen, the perlage, you need to be very skilled and very, very good.
It was my first time shopping at Hermès, and let me tell you how it went.
We got a lot of requests, do Hermès next. And that's why we're here in the Highland Park Mall.
Made in Italy, made in China, or maybe made in Chile. Oh yeah, that should be a thing, by the way, because some brands get real creative when it comes to made in.
The heat is on. Hermès is officially in full-blown panic mode. The luxury powerhouse just launched lawsuits against the same Chinese manufacturers who exposed their billion-dollar secret, and the fashion world is flipping out.
She put the finishing touches on a Kelly, the most difficult bag to build. It starts with 30 distinct cuts of leather and can take 20 hours to complete, 4 hours for just the handle. There are no manuals or cheat sheets. Artisans rely on their training and muscle memory to make every bag.
But here's the kicker. These aren't your average knockoff crews. Nah, these were the actual factories crafting the real deal. The Birkins and Kellys selling for a wild $20,000. Now, they're spilling everything about what's really happening behind those fancy Made in France labels. And it's not what you think. From shady shortcuts to bombshell receipts and viral TikToks, this scandal is cracking open the polished facade of luxury fashion. Hermès is in damage control mode, scrambling to patch things up, but the cat's out the bag, and it's way too late. The truth is loud, raw, and out there. So let's dive into the lie that started it all.
So Hermès has put out a response to China, and they have like a video in a factory sort of showing people trying to show that they're actually the ones who are making the bags in a factory somewhere in France.
For years, Hermès sold the dream of handcrafted bags made by French artisans in charming Parisian workshops. You know the image? Someone in a crisp white coat, stitching fine leather under soft lighting with smooth jazz in the background? Yeah, not even close. According to whistleblowers and leaked info from Tanner Leatherstein, up to 80% of those so-called French luxury bags are actually made in China. Not just a piece here and there. We're talking full-on production. Leather cutting, stitching, threading, the whole nine. Then, Hermès swoops in, adds a button or slaps on a stamp in France, and voila. Suddenly, it's made in France? That's the scam. So when the Chinese factories decided to tell the truth and show proof, Hermès completely freaked out, and now they're trying to sue their own secret builders. Enter Tanner Leatherstein, the luxury world's ultimate whistleblower. He's not just some random guy ranting on TikTok. Nope, this dude is a full-on leather expert with a loyal fan base, and he's famous for slicing open designer bags on camera just to show people what's really inside.
He was the first to call out Chanel for faking gold hardware and using cheap plastic-coated leather. Facts. Then he came for Louis Vuitton, Bottega Veneta, and of course, Hermès. And what he revealed? Total game changer. Tanner proved that the leather used in those $20,000 bags is barely better than what you'd find in a $100 knockoff.
But wait, it gets wilder. He dropped the real cost of making a Birkin bag, just $600. That's with solid leather and legit hardware. So forget those sky-high prices of $14,000 or even $38,000. They're straight-up markup madness.
I have spent over $100,000 of my own money dissecting luxury bags, cutting them open, analyzing every stitch, every layer. Why? Because I had to know what made those bags so expensive.
Now picture Hermès watching this chaos unfold, viral videos exposing everything, and their luxury lie unraveling in real time. And the worst part, it's not just fake bag factories talking. The actual Chinese manufacturers who built these bags for Hermès are the ones sounding the alarm. They admitted it. Around 80% of the production is done in China, with just the final touches added in France. Meanwhile, Hermès keeps cashing in on the image of French craftsmanship while keeping the real labor in the shadows. So what's Hermès' response? Do they come clean? Do they apologize? Nope. They go straight to the courtroom, filing lawsuits against multiple Chinese factories for misusing intellectual property and defamation. That's their move. So basically, Hermès is out here saying, how dare you tell the world our bags aren't fully made in France? But here's the twist. The same Chinese factories they're coming after, they were under official contracts with luxury brands. These manufacturers weren't breaking the rules. They were legally producing the bags. Now that the truth is out, Hermès is pretending like they've never heard of these places, like they just woke up one morning and discovered a whole squad of secret bag makers in China. Come on now, let's talk numbers.
They take almost finished bags from China factories back to their own factories and just do the repackaging and logo installing, something like that.
Hermès pulled in a massive $15.2 billion in revenue in 2024. That's millions of bags sold worldwide. But here's the catch. If it really takes 2 full days to handcraft a single Birkin bag, then where's this magical team of French artisans cranking them out by hand? Something's not adding up. It's giving shady, real shady. And Hermès isn't the only one playing this game. Big names like Prada, Chanel, and Louis Vuitton are doing it too. They make up to 98% of their products in China, then toss on a zipper or a button in Italy just to legally label it made in Italy. It's a slick marketing move, a total finesse, and people have been falling for it because of the luxury hype. But now, the illusion is cracking. As more folks wake up, resale prices are dipping. People are realizing they dropped $25,000 on a bag made in the same factory as a $400 dupe. Tanner even exposed some of these bags claiming to be calfskin, but they're really cheap, plastic-coated leather. That's got collectors sweating and buyers straight up furious. If Hermès isn't really about quality or craftsmanship, then what were folks actually paying for?
Who is the Chinese supplier behind product? Bags are from Sitong Handbag in Dongguan City, Guangdong Province. It's a factory specializing in handbags for 54 years, and it produces 80% of the world luxury bags.
The image, the hype, the illusion. The big lie Western luxury brands sold for years was that made in China means low quality. But let's be real, that idea is played out and outdated. Today's Chinese factories aren't what they used to be. They're powerhouses. They've got the materials, the skills, and the tech to produce top-tier leather goods. And here's the wild part. Luxury brands are using the same factories as mid-tier brands, and even knockoff labels. The only real difference? The tag stitched at the end. That's it. So when someone tells you it's made in China, don't get it twisted. That doesn't mean it's low quality. In fact, it might be built even better than the so-called made in France version.
There are tons of stories floating around. People getting factory extras without logos that are literally the exact same item as the $1,000 version. One creator even shared she copped UGG boots from the same factory as the originals, just no branding, and paid $5. The only thing missing? A label.
The truth is, Western marketing drilled into us that China means low quality, while Europe screams luxury. But that's just smoke and mirrors. Once you dig into the details, it's all about branding and illusion. These so-called luxury houses, a lot of them are private equity machines now, designed to push overpriced goods to folks who haven't peeped the game yet.
He started making his boots in China, and that is these boots right here. This is pretty much the Ugg boot that like most Americans will have in their house. I was very pissed off when I found out the truth because I grew up in Southern California. I remember being in elementary school when I would only see 2 people in the entire school wearing Ugg boots, and they were always the cool surfer kid.
And now that more consumers are waking up, the industry's shaking. They can't hide behind fake prestige forever. Tanner Leatherstein isn't here to sell you anything fancy. He doesn't work for any brand. He's just showing the real deal. He breaks down materials, educates people, and puts his own pricey stuff on the chopping block. Literally. He cut open his own $1,800 wallet collection to show what's inside. And every single time, the truth was straight up disappointing.
Most of those bags I cut open, just expensive, nothing special. But a few truly exceptional.
Let's keep it real for a sec. These designer brands wouldn't be where they are today without celebrities flexing their bags like trophies. You really think they're out here dropping stacks on Birkins and Chanels just for fun? Nah. Most of them are gifted the bags or straight up paid to wear them. It's all part of the game. It's called strategic placement.
Nothing is as humbling as your daughter drawing on your $60,000 Birkin, am I right?
Yeah. I couldn't even be mad at her because when I asked her, I was like, I wanted to see if she was gonna tell me the truth. I was like, Coach, did you draw on mommy's purse?
Literally spent $60,000 on this purse. Look what my daughter did to my purse.
Pretty much where I keep all my purses. This one here is really special. If my house is on fire, I would take this one out of all of them.
And it's not.
A brand hands Cardi B a $60,000 bag. She flashes it on Instagram, and boom. Suddenly, every influencer and wannabe fashion queen is scrambling to get one too. You think you're buying luxury, but what you're actually buying is celebrity approval.
And let's not act like we forgot the time Kylie Jenner gave that Hermès closet tour. People lost it. But here's the real question. How many of those bags were even bought with her own cash? And even if they were they made in France like the label says? Or in some backroom factory in Shenzhen? Makes you think, right?
And it's not just the A-listers anymore. Even influencers are in on it now.
TikTok and Instagram are flooded with unboxing videos showing off luxury hauls, bags, shoes, wallets. But what most people don't know is that a lot of those are PR drops or brand deals. These creators are making serious money promoting bags they didn't even pay for. They're pushing this whole narrative that you need a designer bag to feel like somebody. And the wild part? Millions are buying into it. Literally. Meanwhile, these luxury brands are laughing their way to the bank, selling $600 bags for $26,000 just because it popped up on your FYP. But let's get into the real trap, the Birkin trap. Somewhere along the way, owning a Birkin turned into the ultimate flex, the crown jewel of I've made it energy. But here's the catch. Hermès doesn't just let you buy one.
Unbox my latest Hermès bag with me. This is my first bag I got this year. I usually get one bag a year, and this is the one for this year. And I'm really excited about it.
You can't walk into a boutique and grab it off the shelf like a normal bag. Nah, you gotta earn the chance to even be offered one. That means spending thousands first. On scarves, belts, shoes, just to maybe get offered a Birkin. That's not luxury. That's a luxury cult. And people are lining up to be part of it.
You know, you walk into Hermès and say, hey, I want to buy one of these. You know what they say to you? No, we don't have them. First of all, you have to be an Hermès customers. You have to demonstrate that you like the brand. And then you can only buy one per year.
Now let's talk resale. A few years ago, folks were flipping Birkins like it was real estate. Double, triple the price. But after Tanner's explosive reveals and all these factory leaks, prices are tanking fast.
Think about it. If the exclusivity is staged, the craftsmanship is shaky, and the bags are made in the same factories as high-end dupes, who's still dropping full price? People are starting to panic. Resellers are sweating hard. And investors? They're realizing these bags might not be the golden ticket they once believed in.
I was even talking to someone trying to sell her Birkin 30 in Grizzy Tane with palladium hardware.
I've been speaking to this client here regarding selling her Birkin 30 Gris Etane, if I'm not wrong. Gris Etane is the color, and it's palladium hardware. The bag is in box fresh condition, but it's Y stamp, which means it's a 2021 piece.
Bags box fresh, mint condition, but it's stamped with a U, which means it's from 2021. And even then, the resale struggle is real. And here's something else that'll blow your mind. Plenty of celebs and influencers, they're rocking dupes, but still tagging the real brands like it's the real deal. Yeah, let that sink in.
Why do so many celebs and influencers rock dupes? Simple. Staying trendy without going broke. Some insiders even claim that stylists buy fakes, tag the real brands for clout, and end up getting invited to Fashion Week because they look like they're part of the elite crowd. Wild, right? The whole system rewards the illusion, not the truth.
So next time you see your favorite celeb showing off a designer bag, don't assume it's real or that they even care if it is. Because at the end of the day, it's not the bag that sells, it's the branding. So who's really winning in all this? Let's break it down. The brands, still cashing in, big time. Celebs, still collecting fat checks. Influencers, still getting those PR drops and front row invites. And you, the customer, you're the one left holding the bill.
You're the one dropping a whole month's rent on a logo stitched onto a bag from China, all because of hype built by people who didn't even pay for the stuff themselves. So here's the real question. Are you paying for quality or just chasing an illusion?
And now, things are taking an even messier turn. Hermès isn't just panicking behind the scenes anymore. They're going full-on legal warfare mode.
Yup. The brand is reportedly suing a wave of Chinese factories that dared to spill the tea. These aren't just random lawsuits either. Hermès is coming after multiple manufacturers, slapping them with claims like defamation and misuse of intellectual property.
Kendall Jenner is wearing a fake Louis Vuitton fanny pack and she didn't know it. I'm gonna give you 3 reasons why I know that this Louis Vuitton bag is fake.
But let's call it what it really is. They're mad they got caught, and the timing couldn't be worse. Ever since the US rolled out tough tariffs on Chinese imports, global brands have been under pressure to show their cards. No more smoke and mirrors. And Hermès? They're one of the brands sweating the most. Because when most of your so-called French craftsmanship is actually coming out of factories in Shenzhen, that's a major problem. This whole expose didn't just call out Hermès, it cracked open a way bigger truth. Luxury brands today, they're not really about quality anymore. They're all about perception, the illusion, the fantasy. And once that illusion starts to fall apart, the whole empire starts shaking. Hermès isn't just trying to protect their image. They're fighting for their survival now. Because if people keep finding out where these bags are really made, it's not just Hermès in trouble. It's Louis Vuitton, Prada, Chanel, all of them. Every brand that built their name on Made in France is about to feel that spotlight shift.
And when that magic little phrase, Made in France, loses its sparkle, that's when luxury starts to lose its power. The whole foundation cracks.
Right now, Hermès is scrambling, pointing fingers, throwing lawsuits left and right, trying to silence the factories that exposed them. But it might be way too late, because that genie's not going back in the bottle, baby.
Once the truth hits the internet, it's there forever. And trust, the internet never forgets.
None of this jewelry on my arm is real. Don't love me because of no diamonds. Take all this. This bracelet right here look real as a. This shit was $23 on Amazon.
Now that you know what's really going on, are you still down to drop $20,000 on a bag that might have come from the same building shipping out Amazon boxes? Or even DHgate dupes? If this shook your view of your favorite luxury brand, smash that like button right now. Hit subscribe for more wild fashion drama, and don't forget to drop a comment. Should celebs be held accountable for pushing overpriced bags? Are these luxury brands really worth the price tag anymore? And here's the real question. Would you still buy a Hermès bag if the tag said made in China? This rabbit hole runs deep. And trust me, the next video, it's just as juicy and even messier. Catch you on the next one.